got some of our Christmas cards behind.
Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? I am so excited. Well, I'm actually overexcited today because I got a lovely guest. I love it. I will just introduce her just in a minute. And the second reason I'm really excited because when I woke up this morning and I looked outside and there is snow. I'm just keep looking outside, keep checking if it's still there, but it's still there. It's snowing and there is snow outside. It is blowing a blizzard out there, so I'm hoping by the afternoon it calms down a little bit and then we can go out and play and get the sledge out from the garage. We have to find, I don't know where it is, probably up in the loft in the garage, somewhere. Right, Murray's saying snow is getting heavier here in Ipswich. Yes, it's snowing here as well. I'm like a kid when it snows, really. I love it. I really do love it. Right, so without further ado, let me introduce my guest today. A lovely lady, very interesting. Although she hasn't been beading sort of a long, but I'll let her to tell you all about it. She's come a very long way and she done some amazing pieces of work, and also what's so interesting is how she's linking beading up with her all other hobbies, and she's just so interesting. So without further ado, hello, meet Susan.
Hi.
Yay! I love. Like, anybody who doesn't know, I'll let you tell them like what you do. And I said like, oh, I really do hope that she's gonna come in costume, and she did. Yay! So tell us about yourselves and tell us about like how you got into beading and what you're doing, and this beautiful headdress, and look at the sort of the beads in the hair, and look at the big beaded collar. I just love it. I just really do love it.
Thank you. Well, yes, like you said, I haven't been beading very long, but I've been dressing up my whole life. And all of our usual fun dressing up things that we do obviously stopped when lockdown began. So then I had to find new ways. So what I started to do, it was very silly really, but fun, was to dress up for our weekly staff meetings on Zoom at work.
I love it.
And yes, this kind of just took on a bit of a life of its own. And I wore something different every week, and they got a little bit more bonkers every time. And I was sharing the pictures on social media as well. And then I ended up at the end of the year making a calendar of all the different costumes, and raised some money for charity as well. So it was good fun.
I love it.
That explains why I'm dressed as Cleopatra this morning.
So how many different costumes did you make, or what was your favorite one?
Let's see. Last year I did 28.
Wow.
And then I stopped for a bit, but I've just started again and done a couple more this year.
It's so I love it.
Very hard to choose a favorite.
Oh, Jenny's saying
this is one of my favorites.
Jenny's saying she's a ballet dancer too. I think we all got all sorts of different. Got to see all your costumes, Charlotte is saying. So you know what you're going to have to do after this? You're going to have to go into the group and you have to post all the pictures of all the different outfits. I have seen
find me on Facebook, you can see them all.
Definitely. I have seen some of them, and I think it's just really, it's just fantastic. Like, I think what I love about it is like when we are children, we all sort of pretend and play, and then we grow up, and that fun what we used to feel when we dress up and like pretend to be somebody else, that goes away. But I think when you like, for somebody like you, I just love it so much because I think it's the fun. That fun, like you can still have it and like you can still play on it and make it like, you know, because you're making your own costume, it's very crafty, and you know it's just, you know, I think it's fantastic. I really do. We haven't got anything like
beading, then obviously there were even more possibilities.
Oh yes. And do you find like sort of from one craft you go to another craft?
Absolutely, that's how I got into beading. It was completely from another craft altogether.
Definitely. I think most of us like sort of move from one to another, and then like for me when I fan beading. I knew sort of that was it. That was my sort of passion. And Janet is giving us permission to play. Bless her. Thank you, Janet. Morning. But you move on from one craft to another, and I think what I love the most when you combine two crafts as well. So, for example, like just recently when we were playing with the resin coasters, we are putting beading in it. Or if you do something for home decor, but like we put beading in it. Or like, for example, like if you do something for your hair and you put beading in it, or like, look at the beautiful headdress, or, a lot of things you can do. So shall we have a look at some of your makes? Shall we turn you down on the mat? And then you can show us some of your makes. I love those earrings, and I love it because like they are so different, and you're still using beads, but it's you tell us the technique, and you tell us like how
Okay.
you.
So these earrings are made from tatting, which is a thread craft, and I've been tatting for years and years. I think my great auntie taught me back in the 90s, I think, when I was at high school. And but tatting has it's been evolving as a craft. It's had a bit of a resurgence, and it's been modernized a great deal. And so there are lots of lovely modern tatting patterns that you can do now, and lots of them involve beads. And I wanted to try just extending my own tatting from, like you can make doilies, but after a while you have enough doilies.
Yeah.
And so I thought I would try some of the jewelry that people were making. And of course, that's what led me to need to start buying beads. And once I started buying beads, then
Sorry, lovely. Lucy just said she's never heard of tatting. Would you be able to explain what tatting is? Perhaps some of our viewers don't know.
Yeah, I meant to actually have a tatting shuttle here, but I forgot. It's often people's normal comment is that it looks a lot like crochet, but it's actually done quite differently. It's made by making lots and lots of teeny tiny knots. Can you see that? I don't know which way I need to go. There's a delay, so I can't tell if I'm moving it the right way.
Right, so you need to be right above. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's perfect.
Yeah, we're there. So you have a shuttle that is wound full of thread, and you use the shuttle to make the sort of like double knots. Yeah, you can also do it with a needle, but I've never tried doing that myself. So unlike crochet, which is all made with loops, these are knots. So that's the difference. And it makes this sort of lace that looks really delicate, but it's actually very strong and really hard to undo, as you find out if you ever make a mistake. So that is the craft.
Sarah just said that she loves the owls.
Yes, I love the owls too. I think they're really cute.
They look really, really cute.
Yeah, they're about the size of a penny. They're very, very light to wear as well. That's like wearing feathers, really.
So
they're probably just.
Sorry, how long does it take you to make one of those?
Well, tatting is quite slow, but I think, like for example, the owls, they probably took about half an hour each. But I mean, they're just tiny. So yeah, it's you have to be quite patient. It's a slow moving craft.
It looks lovely. It really does look lovely, and I love some of the multicolor ones, like the flowers at the top, or the blue one is really nice as well. But I suppose again, for tatting, I'm not a tatter. I never actually tried it. I did try crocheting with like very small things and did a few bits and pieces, but I never tried tatting. But I think it's just another craft, and you could have so many different patterns and loads of different things, can't you?
I'll show you a couple more before I go on to my actual beading. Here's a necklace.
Wow, look at that, ladies and gentlemen, I guess. It really does look lovely. It's something so different, and I think sometimes but again, you're using it with beads.
Yes, and it's fun using the different colored threads and things. This little pair of earrings, let me just make some room there. These were inspired by your tutorial with the lamp work beads.
Oh,
So I
they
made
look really cute. Oh,
the beads inside.
everybody's saying, "Wow, that's lovely, Susan. Wow, that's lovely, really lovely, gorgeous." Oh, I'm loving it. I think it's really nice because you're still doing jewelry, you're still doing something like, you know, with but combining the beads and your tatting as well. I love it. I think it's really, really nice. And I love the colors as well. I love blues. So anything blue you show me.
So do I. Yes, I'm a sucker for blue. I have got to say, though, that since I started watching tutorials from Totally Beads, I've been cheating on my tatting, and I've pretty much been beading almost exclusively since August.
Oh, bless you. I love how you said it. I've been cheating on my tatting.
It does
I
feel
love
like
it.
that. It does feel like it. But
So
you know, the tatting is still there. And I'm going to do some more of it soon.
everybody's saying like the mixture tatting and beads, and everybody's loving the earrings. So how did you make those earrings? Do you have like different layers of it, made different petals and put it together?
The petals were all made in a strip, which graduated in size, and then it was sort of rolled up and sewn together at the top.
Oh.
None of these, by the way, none of these are my own designs. I've followed other people's patterns and tutorials.
Oh, I think there's so much out there that you could sort of that even
There's
like
so much.
even like 10 lifetimes wouldn't be enough to like follow everything and do everything what you would want to do.
Absolutely. When I started, I mean, there were no YouTube tutorials in the 90s, and I didn't know anybody else who did this craft. And I was really, really astonished. And it was only a few years ago that I discovered all the people online who did it and everything that was available.
Oh, wow.
I don't actually think I've ever met another tatter in real life, apart from my great aunt who taught me. So it's been incredible finding all these people online and all these resources.
And sometimes you can find somebody and lives 10 minutes down the road from you, and you never knew they were there, can't you?
So yeah, I mean, your marketing team will love my story because basically I needed some beads for this, so I went online to find some, ended up on your website, and then I ended up watching your tutorials, and now I'm a beader.
Oh, I think like is it like sometimes you can say now I'm a beader, or have you been always a beader but you haven't discovered it yet? So
No, I haven't always been a beader, not at all. No.
but down in
I think
heart,
I made a few sort of friendship bracelet type things back in my youth, but no, I wouldn't say I've been a beader for a long time at all. But actually, I'll tell you what happened. I bought one of your clearance bags, you know, all the blues, and thinking that there would be some things I could put into my tatting. But there were a lot of beads that were really, couldn't really think how to use them. And so I had them sitting there for a bit. And then one of them was one of the big sparkly roses. And then one of the tutorials came up that was using the big sparkly roses. And I thought, oh, well, I can learn what to do with that bead that I have sitting, you know, around, because I had no idea what to do with it. And so I watched the tutorial, and so this was the first thing that I made from, I think it was Sarah's tutorial, wasn't it?
I think I did that one. I think
maybe.
I don't know. We did so many that I can't remember who did what. And then sometimes I picked up a material and played with it, and then Sarah picked it up and she played with it differently.
I was absolutely not intending to become a beader, but it's happened. Here we are. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you. So this was another one of the things that from one of the tutorials about that time that I really enjoyed making was the majestic Rivolies.
The question is, have you got a costume to go with it?
Well, funny you say that, because at Christmas, I dressed up for my work party, which you can still see in my profile picture on Facebook, and I did share it in the group too. And I made a whole necklace out of the red majestic Rivolis. But then I made the mistake of wearing Christmas lights in my hair, so nobody noticed my necklace at all.
I love it, and I love that you added that just like sort of the line underneath it with the crystals and the pearls, because it just makes it like even more bigger and stands out more. I really do love it.
I gave myself a challenge to use every bead that came in the bundle.
Did you manage to do that?
Just about. Probably didn't use all the seed beads, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I used all the crystals.
I think what's the great thing about a bundle like that you will get all sorts of different bits and pieces that you would not normally buy, and then it forces you to use them, and then you can sort of think outside the box with it.
Yes, I've just seen Debbie says there are so many crafts I've decided not to start. Well, that's exactly how I felt about beading. I was absolutely not going to go down this track. And because I had plenty on. Well, no, I didn't. None of us have had plenty on, have we? It's actually been lovely to have something different to do. Let's see, what else have I got? Oh, this was another one of my early ones. That's the popcorn necklace with tiger tail. So that was the first time I'd ever tried using tiger tail, so that was fun. Like you say, yes, I do love blue. It's always the blue bundles that make me go, oh, maybe I will buy it after all. This was one that I really liked as well, which is the Elizabeth bracelet. Yeah, I love that one. I wear it a lot. Sorry, I haven't got very big camera sort of, range there, but
you all right. You all right. Looks great.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something else that I was definitely not going to get into was chainmail.
And what happened then? What happened afterwards?
What happened? Yeah, you can probably guess. This isn't finished yet, but I started making a Byzantine weave chain. It's about well, it's over halfway now, but I wanted to make a chain to hang all the pendants that I've made on. So yeah, that's another thing.
Natalie's just saying, I love the way you can make historical inspired pieces based on your costume. Yeah, I love that too as well, because it's like, jewelry over the thousands of years, because at some point it was a commodity, so people would trade with jewelry and all sorts of different bits of pieces with stones especially, and silver and gold, and it come such a long way, and there's so many different styles, and definitely you can sort of pin certain looks to certain areas and even certain people as well.
Yes, and like you say, I love it when you have different interests and you can put them all together. So one of the things that we do is go to sort of Victorian festivals and Regency festivals, and we make costumes for those. So it was fun to start using my tatting to embellish those, and now I can also start to use my beading, which makes it even more fun.
So what is your favorite costume?
My favorite costume ever? I don't know.
What is the
I did a mermaid last year, which I really liked, but I mean, some of the Victorian ones I have really loved, but I don't think I could pick a favorite.
What about five most used one or five best one?
Well, if I have to pick favorites out of my staff meeting costumes from last year, 5 favorites probably would be this one. There was a mermaid, and I did an Eliza Doolittle with the great big like black and white hat. And let's see, I dressed as an old granny and painted wrinkles on my face. That was fun. And Sherlock Holmes. I've been borrowing my husband's costumes as well.
Oh, I love it. Beth just said, tell about the piece you are wearing.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is a netted necklace. I had shared one of my pictures in the group. It was a mermaid, and I said, now I'm wondering what other costume ideas I can think of to use my newfound jewelry skills. And somebody, I think it was Pauline, was it you? I think so, said, how about Cleopatra? So yeah, I just had to look online and found a pattern for this collar. It's made mostly from FGB beads.
I see you use some bugles in it as well.
And there's some bugles as well, yeah. It took ages, and in fact, it doesn't go all the way round. This is the funny thing about costumes for Zoom. It only has to look good at the front and on the head and shoulders. So if I ever want to wear this in real life, I'll have to actually finish it and put a proper clasp on, and
I love it.
Make it go all the way to the back, because at the moment it doesn't, and it took me weeks as it was. So it will probably take me another 2 weeks to finish it.
I love it.
I don't know if that will ever happen. I'm just trying to think what else I can show you while I'm talking. So that's how this one came about. It was somebody from Totally Beads who suggested it. So that was why I decided to wear it. This is a necklace that I've just finished, which came from a YouTube tutorial.
The St. Petersburg stitch?
It's not actually. It's a right angle weave. And then each of the beads on the side has got an extra bead added on. So that gives it that sort of feathery look, which is quite effective, I think. But yeah, most of it's right angle weave.
Pauline said
yes,
was
Pauline,
her.
It was you. I thought it was. So thank you. It's come to fruition, Pauline.
That's a lovely necklace. And it's asymmetrical as
unusual.
well.
It's asymmetrical, yeah.
I can't do asymmetrical. I'm one of those people that, like, I have a really hard time to wear something asymmetrical, but I love them. I love the look of them.
Yes. I mean, this is destined to be given away. I've given quite a few of my things away. And for myself, it's going to sound silly considering what I'm wearing, but I can't seem to wear flat necklaces very well. For some reason, anything flat just rolls up on me. So I actually probably wouldn't wear this one myself either, but I really enjoyed making it.
And Johnny, do you make clothes as well, or just accessories?
We do make clothes, but I don't make everything that I wear. I didn't make this. It's just a sort of one of those beach cover-up caftan things. So we charity shop a lot as well. But when we do our reenacting, yeah, we mostly make our own things. My husband sews as well, so it's a joint hobby.
Oh, I wish my husband could sew. I could just give it to me, like, go and sew the button on this. I don't think he could even thread the needle. Simon could. Bless him.
This was my money chain, which that was another one of the things that kind of got me hooked on the whole hobby, because I was so intrigued with how this went together.
I love that. And that was one of my favorite projects. I think I did that. First time I did that money chain, it must have been about 16, 17 years ago. And even then I made so many little links, and it was just so... And when we were going through all the projects with Sarah in the warehouse, and she was like, what is that? And I was like, that's a money chain. I was like, what? I never heard of it. It's like, what? Is this supposed to bring you money? And I said, no, it's called the money chain because you put them together like you would put pennies in a jar, like one by one you add like all the components together.
That's where the name comes from. It's very clever. It appealed to me, yeah. So that was, and also I was very good at tying off my threads and hiding my tails by the time I finished making this one. So it was a good one for a beginner. Let's see what else I have. Oh, this was the just the right angle weave tutorial from the other day, which turned out quite pretty.
I love that one.
These are actually round beads. I didn't have bicones, but these were left over from the rainbow bundle that you had earlier in the year.
I think, like, it works with rounds as well. I think bicones sit together better, but it can work with any stitch, really.
Yes. Well, I thought it was worth a try, and I think it came out quite nicely. Here's another tattered one as well. This is a necklace.
Oh, wow. That looks really nice.
This has become a bit symbolic to me because I made it the first event that was cancelled because of lockdown last year. I was going to be wearing this necklace too. And so it's sitting there now waiting for that event to go ahead so that I can actually wear it. So yes, when I finally get to go out wearing this, it's going to be kind of a bit of a moment.
Soon. I'm waiting for the spring, summer, waiting for the better weather, the sunshine, and I think
I just can't wait.
everything is going to be all right then. I'm thinking.
It feels like it, doesn't it? Oh, so another one that I really loved doing was the tubular netting.
That's I think Lucy is doing that with those ones at the moment. I've seen quite a few pictures. That is quite addictive, the tubular netting, isn't it?
It's so enjoyable to make, yes. This one, my colors aren't coming up very well. It's all a bit dark, but this one is in Christmas colors, red, green, and white.
That looks.
And I was really delighted how that turned out.
I love netting because you can use all sorts of different things and you can make patterns, and it's just lovely. Very sort of, for me, like I like even things, and I like sort of structured things, and tubular netting is one of those that from start to end it's just so structured that I'd love it. Natalie's saying the necklace you were wearing looks more like Tudor.
Which one? The tattered one?
The tatting one looks Tudor inspired.
Yeah, I guess so. My plan was to make an 1890s ball gown. That was going to go with. Haven't made the gown yet. Yeah, I'm waiting until the event is definitely going ahead. I don't like to make things. I don't like to make things and then find that they don't fit anymore by the time the event comes around.
Oh, well, tell me about it. After Christmas, I was putting on my jeans and I was like pinking it up very, very slowly, very, very slowly, and closed my eyes. I was like, oh, good, it fits. Yes. Lucy just said tubular netting, her favorite. Elaine is saying that will be the next stitch, what she is going to learn. Diane's saying I started a new job and the lady said she tatted and she thought me not done for a long time.
Oh, well, there's loads of people doing it online. Diane,
I think
you'll be amazed.
The things come around, don't they? So they're like crafts, like go in and out of fashion all the time. Like, like even like with knitting, if you think about the knitting, maybe about 10 years ago there was this big spike of like everybody was knitting, and I think it's coming back now. The people started like everybody's knitting again, and then like sort of you go on from one craft to another, to then you come back and then you go. It's depending on what materials out there. If a particular company brings out the new materials and everybody wants to try it.
There's clever people who design things that kind of match the current trends, and then people
Yeah.
want to have a go. This is a little tiger tail necklace that I made this as a joke, really. I thought I'd share it to give you a giggle. I had some alphabet beads. This is hopefully you can read it, can you?
Oh, that's lovely. I think I love that because like when I was that age is perfect. When I was young, when I was a teenager, I was like always like, oh, I don't know, shall I do it? Shall I not do it? Shall I like, I was very indecisive and I was like, like I don't know, like I'd rather not do it because it's not gonna work out. And I had this friend, and he always said to me, "Well, what could possibly go wrong? What could the worst thing to happen?" And I was like, well, then just do it." So I love that. I really do love that.
This is actually, in fact, it's the title of one of my favorite books, so I say it all the time. Only thing is, I wish that there was a question mark bead that I could put at the end there, but can't have everything, can you?
Well,
I can see there's quite a few questions about tatting and whether it's easy or hard. It is very easy to do once you've learnt. It's a wee bit tricky to learn. Basically, there's essentially one main technique, and once you've got that, you can do virtually anything. But it's much easier to learn in person. Most people say if they try to learn from a book, they find it a bit confusing. So that's the answer. But once you've learnt it, the world's your oyster. It's really, really easy.
So do you need a tatting shuttle for it, or can you do it with a needle, or?
Needle tatting is a slightly different technique, so it ends up looking the same. But I don't know how to do it myself. I've only ever done shuttle tatting. So it would be a different, almost like a different craft to learn if I wanted to try needle tatting.
You could be talking double Dutch there because I never done tatting, so I don't know. I can only imagine. Maybe we
I wish I
have to
had
have you
brought my
back one
shuttles
day
to
to
show
show us.
What was I going to say? Oh, one of the things that I love about it is that it doesn't take up very much room. You can carry it around with you really easily in like a little purse or something. So, it's not like with beading or cross stitch, if you were on the move, it's kind of difficult to take it with you. Tatting is brilliant. So when I, before lockdown, when I was commuting to work on the train, I often used to kind of pull my tatting out and do some on the train.
And probably people were looking at you, what are you doing?
Yes, very few people actually asked me what I was doing, but I'm sure they were wondering.
I had
the British don't tend to ask, do they?
I had this experience once. Like we were flying to China, and like it's a 12-hour flight. I mean, like you will sit there and do something. So I usually I got like a little bead board, like it's only this big, which I take with me. And I was sitting there and doing, and actually, I was doing a netted bracelet. And I was sitting there doing this bracelet, and this lady just stopped next to me. This Chinese lady just stopped next to me, and she stood there for an hour and a half watching me bead. And I was like, first I was like, okay, well, like like you're like, okay, like watch me if you like. And then she was like, after half an hour, she still was standing there watching me. I was like, okay, now it's like I'm beginning to feel a bit uncomfortable. And then another hour later, I said, "Well, so I started to pack it away, and then she walked off." So, but it was.
So here's another one of your designs that I had a go at. As you can see, it's mostly the bead weaving that I enjoy. Although I've tried, because I did do the 12 days of Christmas, so I tried some of the other things. But I like sewing, so I know one end of a needle from the other. So I've really kind of mostly got into bead weaving.
They're running around outside in front of the.
Oh,
I don't
know. It hasn't quite started here yet. I think it's about to, though. I had a wee go at a tree of life pendant, but my technique needs work with that.
I think it's like wire work, something like that. The more you do it, the more neater you're gonna get. So
Yes.
you're gonna have to keep persevering. And there's no right and wrong, because even now that you finished it, you can still weave another one in and sort of wrap it around and add more branches.
Yes. Oh, Maxine, I wonder if it was me. Maxine says, I used to regularly see a lady tatting on my commuter train into London. Was it the Metropolitan line? If it was, then it was probably me.
Olivia is saying, is tatting the same technique as lace making?
It's a kind of lace making. So, there are different types of lace. So it's one of them. But it's, if there's knitted lace and crocheted lace and bobbin lace, they're all made differently. It's something else that I was going to show you that I was having fun with before Christmas, because I gave a lot of my makes away as Christmas presents.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Well, I mean, I can't keep them all. It's like you say, you've only got 2 wrists and 1 leg. So.
Oh, no.
I was playing around with gift boxes to put the things in. Then, of course, I gave all my gift boxes away, so I had to borrow a couple of them back from people to show you. So some of the ladies kindly let me have them back. So this was one that I made with origami, and I really, really love it because it has no glue or tape or anything. It's just one piece of card, and then it opens up like
wow.
Well, I put this thing in here to put the bracelet on.
Yeah.
So, I just grab a bracelet. The bracelet can go around.
I love it.
There. I
think that's really, really nice.
So that was really fun, and that was just from a YouTube tutorial as well. I just started looking for origami tutorials, and loads came up. So this is just like a little insert thing that
you made.
Try and keep it under the camera, so that's kind of just got the hole in it, and that goes in there to hold the bracelet.
So talented. Yeah, this is like what Sarah was talking on Wednesday about, like all sorts of different packaging, like how to package your jewelry out and, and do things.
It was that was what made me think that I could share these.
Diane's saying, I'd love to try that, please.
What's that? The origami? Yes, it's
the origami
fun.
box.
Yeah, this one has got glue, but it was really, really easy to make. And there was just a free template on the internet somewhere, and it just makes this wee box. It doesn't. You can only put something quite small inside, because obviously it kind of has to fit into that space there.
Yeah.
But it opens up like that, and I just put those pearls on a wire so it could hang on the tree.
Oh.
Because you can't really tie a bow around it being this shape. I tried and I failed.
Oh.
So I decided to put this thing on, and it had a bit of sort of curling ribbon as well. So yeah, that was another thing that I passed some time with. This was another really early one that I did when I was learning.
Oh, I love it. That's the snake stitch.
Yes, that was this was the first time that I tried to actually make along as you were doing the tutorial. So I just kind of grabbed what I had to make it with, and it ended up like this, and it's great because it's got so many colors in it. You can wear it with everything.
Yeah, I love multicolor stuff because, yeah, you can wear it with anything. Oh, Lorna is, as always, I love Lorna. She's taking it one step further. She said you could have numbers on each of the, like the Christmas, what you said, where you can put on the tree, the little star. You could have numbers on them, so it could be an advent calendar on the tree itself. I love it. I love the idea. She's just a clever lady.
So yeah, I mean, mean, there's a few other things, but I've shown you sort of most of it now. This was a right angle weave pendant. I've got one of the rings there as well, which was cute. So yeah, I've been having so much fun with it.
I think that's exactly, you hit the nail on the head there. You just have to have fun. And like Lorne is saying, thank you Lorne, for your contribution. I love, like, when people come on and just sort of say, and like we give each other ideas all the time, but I think you hit the nail on the head. It's the most important thing, that you're having fun and just playing around with things.
Yeah, that's right. I love sitting in front of the telly and just beading away.
Just tinker away something. That I do that all the time.
Yes, just for fun. Hopefully you'll be able to see this all right. Here's my calendar.
Right, let me come back to you. If we come back here, or actually I'll go like that. There you go, so they can see it better. I love it.
So
and have you got all the different pictures in there then?
Yeah, I'll show you
Is
a
Marie
few.
Antoinette at the front?
Yes, so let me find that one. I'll show you the full.
I love it.
There's and there's Sherlock Holmes as well.
I love it. And what was the reaction from all your colleagues when they were like, you were turning up all sorts of different costumes?
Yeah, it was funny, really, because it did take on a life of its own, and so people were always looking to see what I was wearing. So yeah, it did cause quite a lot of comments. It was really fun.
Did it kind of become after a while like, oh well, I can't stop this now, I have to carry on?
Exactly, yes, that is exactly what it was like. And actually I was I stopped it at the end of October because I didn't want to sort of burn out, because it was starting to take a lot more planning at the end, at the beginning, when I could sort of just roll out of bed and think, what shall I wear today? But then after a while I had to start buying things and looking at makeup tutorials and planning ahead more, and it was getting kind of expensive too. So, but I seem to have accidentally started again. So I need to come up with a few more ideas.
Accidentally, yeah, just accidentally started again. I love it. I really do love it. And I think that the thing about that, like I'm kind of thinking, there's some of these ladies, when you go to a party and like you can't wear the same outfit to another party. So like you may, and like, does it become like that you can't go as Calapraccia again because you did it once? Or do you like reuse your costumes?
Well, I haven't reused any yet, but maybe I will eventually. It has to be said that not all of the ones that I wore at the beginning would still fit me now. So I can't reuse them all.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, I mean, it is part of the challenge to try to keep coming up with different ones.
Oh, bless. I think like over last year, a lot of us in the same boat. I certainly have put on weight, and I got a wardrobe between X size and X size, and I'm like sort of going up and down it all the time. But last year was like just quickly get something, and like, I know, we need to, like, some people like really used last year the lockdown to, like, they really got fit. And Simon's brother, I think he lost like 3 stones, and then like he was exercising all the time, and I properly put 3 stones, and I was like, yeah, there is where the weight gone, because I was so busy just grab a biscuit or grab something sugary to keep the energy up. But I think everybody can relate that we'll see, we get back to normal some point, or there will be a new normal. But don't stop this. I love this. I really do love it. You sort of bring, I suppose, make people laugh, or big people interest in the everyday setting, and then you use like, I just really do love it. I wish we had something like that near us, and we could try it and do like the historical reenactment, because I think it's really fun.
We miss it so much. Honestly, we do. We used to be so busy. And yeah, sort of we used to do shows, and we'd always be out at rehearsals, and we'd be longing for evenings at home. It's just I mean, I know everyone's the same, but it was such a culture shock, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think like sooner or later we will get back to some sort of normality, and we will be right. We work something out, I'm sure. Why is my things are so big? I don't know. I think I also love your costume, Charlotte is saying. Maria's saying, thank you, Susan, for showing us all your lovely things. Thank you, Hitty. I think, it's so nice to see, because like you haven't been beading that long, but look how far you came. And what I love about is how you linked it up with all the other crafts you did. And it's just, for me, it's just really, really interesting.
Thank you. Well, I certainly enjoyed it, and I have to thank you and the Sarahs, because it's just been great to connect with everybody and learn things.
So if you, what is the piece what you're working on now, or what is the next piece you're going to do?
Well, I'm still working on the chainmail. So yeah, I'm doing a bit of that at a time. And I am in the middle of a few things. I'm a bit bad for not finishing things. Yeah, so I'm in the middle of a herringbone necklace, and I don't know. I haven't really planned ahead too much for beading. Costume wise, who knows? Maybe Elvis Presley on Tuesday. I'm not sure.
Oh wow, we must have a picture of that one. I love it. And what about how do you come up with the costume ideas? Like, does it just sort of you wake up and it's like, oh well, I see how I feel, or do you like?
It was like that at the start, as I say, but then I did have to begin planning ahead. So yeah, I've kind of worked through most of what I have and quite a lot of my husband's costumes now. So yeah, it's taking a lot more thinking about now, and having to sort of order bits and pieces from Amazon and things like that.
Yeah, we have Amazon every other week here.
Yeah, so ideally it would be good to know what I was doing about 2 or 3 weeks ahead, but I don't always.
I think I went to the wrong one. What did I do? I'm just I look like so big at you, so I'm going to try to go
I
down.
can see you again now. I couldn't before.
To be at the same size. Where is it gone? What did I do? There we go. That's the one. That's the one we need. Right. Thank you so much for coming on. Oh, Brenda is saying, Elvis, yes, we must see that. Yes, you do have to put, like, now, the minute you come off, you go into handmade group and you have to have all the pictures in, because you love to see it. I love it. And I wish more people would do it. What a fun way would be. Like, if you were a teacher and like you were teaching your kids about Egypt and you turn up Cleopatra, or if you were like, not even a teacher, like it doesn't have to be like that. If you work in an office setting and you got a big meeting and you turn up as something, I think it tells you about your personality as well, and it just makes you a little bit interesting and a little bit more exciting, I think, that the whole meeting.
Diane's asking to see my headdress, but it's not really all that exciting. It's only from Amazon, so I didn't make it. But it's just a headband with a wired thing at the top there. So that was just a cheat, really.
Well, I'm gonna have to go outside.
Yeah,
and
play in the snow.
I haven't even looked at the snow, because there is different type of snow. So some snow you can build stuff with it, and if it's powdery, then you can't do anything with it because it won't stick together. So I don't know. Hopefully it's a bit of a slushy snow so we can build a snowman. I remember this was got probably about 8 years ago, maybe 9. We built this really, really big snowman in the front garden, and it was as tall as me. It was a really, really big one. And we only had the snow for, I think, about 2-3 days. And the snow came and went. And after that, we had the snowman for 6 weeks, and it just got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And we just had this little heap, but it was there for a long time. So I'm gonna go and play out and see. I think it's only Christopher and Simon went out. I haven't seen Lucy running about, but we'll see. We're gonna try to build a big snowman again and see. I'll put a picture up if we do. Right, my lovelies. Thank you.
I just want to say one more thing, Kitty, which was to say, please think about volunteering for Sunday Beader, because it's fun and it's not scary, and I haven't even been beading very long, but it was still really fun to do. So make sure you do.
Thank you so much for saying that, because we do need people to come and volunteer. And it doesn't matter if you've been beading like 3 months or 3 years or 30 years. It's not about the pieces of work. I think it's about the love of the craft. So it doesn't matter how long you have it. I think it's just, we love to see. And I'm hoping few of you gonna come forward. Otherwise, if you people not coming forward, I'm gonna go in the group and I'm gonna start picking out people, and I'm gonna say, no, you coming out now. I won't do that. I'm just joking. But please just send me a message on Kitty Robinson Designs or on Totally Beads. I would like to be considered, or and just let us know, because it would be really nice to have you on here. And we have got Natalie last week. She was at home she's got a toddler, very different person. And we got Susan today. It's so amazing what she's doing. So we'd love to have you. Right, my lovelies, thank you so much for being here today and watching us. I love you, Susan. I love your personality. I love your spirit. Thank you so much for showing everything off, and we will see you very soon. I'll be with you tomorrow. We had a change with Sarah between Monday and Tuesday, so tomorrow we're doing continuing with the right angle V bracelet. Bye, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.